Because a part of it is being able to realize you are the creator of your own reality. And so you get to decide how much chaos or peace is actually there, right? We love to watch reality TV show, but little do you know, you creating your own. You know what I'm saying? So as you gonna come over here and have a peaceful reality show where everybody's thriving and we got healthy relationships, healthy friendships, or we got a little chaos and we got a little drama going on. So it sounds like you've been able to pay attention to not only just your mind, your emotions, and the way that your body is responding to certain situations, places, and things. And I encourage everybody to be connected with their body. But I know some of us have a lot of trauma, and it makes us disconnected with how our body is feeling in certain situations. So even when you're placed in a chaotic or traumatic situation, you may not even recognize it. So I definitely like and appreciate everything that you shared and with how you've been able to reflect on your 2024 year, girl. Sounds like you did a lot. Well, thank you for sharing that, because that is so real, right? And I think a lot of people have the misconception, especially when it comes to therapy. I have had clients, well, I just want to be this and I just want to be that. But a part of it is like you're skipping the hard but a simple step. And the most simplest step is to be present. And if you allow yourself to be present and sit with all of the gratitude that you see and notice around your life, you can reflect and be like, well, I'm not actually depressed. You know what I'm saying? If the more that you focus on the positive things that are going on in your life, the simple moments, even if it's not your accomplishment, it could be somebody else's accomplishment in your life. Right? And one thing I've always told myself, well, shoot, girl, if it's happening for you, something around the corner for me. You know what I'm saying? So that can also allow you to stay motivated and more focused on trying to remain content. I like to say content because happiness is fleeting. You know what I'm saying? Because your life isn't going to be happy all of the time. But if we can learn how to be content and be present in our daily activities, your life will feel a lot much better. So thank you for sharing that. All right, so now I want us to be able to focus on our present self. Take some time to assess your current state. I know we're freshly into the new year and we are wanting to take some things that we learned last year into this year. So what are some aspects of your life that currently feel balanced? What needs more attention? What do you want to focus more on this year that you didn't really focus on last year? And how does your present self align with your values? Right? So that would mean you're going to reflect on what some of your values are and how did you actually implement those values from this point. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that, because I definitely think you hit on some key major points in order for you to be more intentional into your 2025 year. So I say this probably every workshop about intentionality, because it's really important with everything that you want to accomplish for yourself. And even going back to the car situation that you mentioned, instead of looking at it as a whole mess, just ease your way into it. I'm gonna take a couple of things inside. You know what I'm saying? But instead of putting so much pressure on you, I need to clean up this whole entire car, I'm gonna take 2 things inside today. And I'm going to do another 2 things the next day. You know what I'm saying? So you can ease your way into the goals and your plans that you have for yourself. You don't have to take on a whole, something that's too big or too overwhelming, because it's going to trigger your anxiety. Then you ain't going to do it. You know? So that's how you will be able to naturally ease your way into it. You know what I'm saying? I would tell somebody the same thing if their goal is to go to the gym. You can't just say you want to go to the gym 5 days out the week and you ain't even been. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. Yes, like you just, bite off a little bit, and then you'll see how quickly you're able to accomplish this goal, and then on top of that, sustain it, right? Because that's what our whole point of doing this group is to sustain the goals that we accomplish for ourselves. And the best way to sustain those things is learning how to be intentional with yourself, but just a little by little. You know what I'm saying? 1 day at a time is literally all I tell everybody. That's it. That's all you need. But I like that you were able to recognize how self-aware you are. You know what I'm saying? And I think the being spiritually in tune with yourself is very critical when it comes to certain people, places, and things that you put yourself into, right? Yeah. Especially if your goal is to remain balanced in alignment with your goals and your values, with peace being at the center of that. Yeah. I like that though, but I like the way that you pointed out the fact that you can take accountability, but now I gotta enforce the change, right? Because it's more than just being intentional. It's more than just taking accountability. Now you gotta take actionable steps to actually make these changes last. So what's stopping you from, or not what's stopping you, what's the hardest thing about change? You standing in it? Yeah, change is hard. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would change, right? That's true. Yeah, it's not easy. But I think you can find the motivation in the person that you are wanting to be, right? The person that you are wanting to become, because everything that you want is literally on the other side of that fear of change. Every single thing, the relationship that you want, the house that you want, the career that you desire. But you have to change before that can even be accessible to you, right? We can't continue to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I get what you're saying. But I think that's the misconception of what change is, though. Because a part of it is, I'm going to take 2 steps forward and then I may get knocked 10 steps back. That's what it looks like. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I had to work on my aggression. I thought I worked on it. And then boom, I get triggered. But I sat there with myself immediately. And I immediately took accountability. I immediately apologized. I did everything that I had to do. Then I had to be like, okay, this is still here. And matter of fact, it's not going nowhere. Because why? It's a part of who I am.
That's scary.
That's just what it is. And so when you can recognize that change is it's a forever evolving situation. And you're never going to know what aspects of you have fully changed until God be like, here comes your another test. Are you ready? It's going to be a test every day. You know what I'm saying? So a part of it is like, okay, how much do you actually self-reflect? Because I think not a lot of us do that. You got to do it every day. What could I have done better today? How could I have been kinder today? Kinder to yourself, kinder to your neighbor, kinder to your family members, kinder to a stranger. Right?
What about kinder to the people who hurt you?
All of it.
Right.
All of it. Because that pain did something for you. That was your test. But also, too, you can cause yourself pain based on what it is that you are choosing if you're not taking accountability for your actions. The pain outside of your family and natural disasters and Mother Nature, everything outside of that, you chose.
Don't you check them up on a Sunday?
I'm just saying, so choose wisely, right? Yeah. Choose your partner wisely. Choose your friendships wisely. Choose your job wisely.
Choose what you respond to wisely.
Yes, that too. Your future self. Envision your best self at the end of 2025. So reflect on a habit or a routine you want to master. How you imagine your future self embracing your beauty, your mental health, and your self-care, and the positive changes you hope to see from it. It can be a little challenging when we're trying to envision a new version of ourselves, especially when we don't even really know how can we get to her. You know what I'm saying? What steps do I need to put in place to actually become her? And it could kind of feel like it's too far. You know what I'm saying? It can kind of feel like, okay, well, how long is it going to take me to become this person? You know what I'm saying? But honestly, when it comes to therapy and working on yourself and healing yourself, it's going to take however long it takes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you can help yourself be more intentional when you're going towards things, and you ask yourself, like, okay, is this person, place, or thing going to help me or hurt me? And then that can give you a better gauge on, okay, do I need to text this man back? Do I need to go out and kick it with my friends at this place that I know I got into some trouble at? You know what I'm saying? Or am I just going just for a good time, not realizing how this good time is going to affect the person that I'm trying to become in the long run? even going back to what you said, like, I've been going to the gym, I've been doing all the things, right? But I still know that there is something else on this list that is hindering me from becoming the best version of myself. And I don't like to admit it either, but we got to be mindful about what we eat, right? Because it also plays a part of our energy too, not even just on the fitness type. Yes, your mental, exactly. Yes, absolutely. And oftentimes, you know, if we're eating nasty food and then we in traumatic situations or life is just happening outside of our control, you're going to find yourself in a depression or an anxiety cycle before you know it, right? So just being mindful about your food intake, what you're eating, and then also, you know, the people, places, and things that are around you that are affecting your environment as well. Learning how to trust in your current season, right? And that's going to be the biggest part, because sometimes, you know, you have to get taken away, or certain things have to leave your life in order for you to call in what it is that you want, right? And then sometimes we have to learn hard lessons in order to be more intentional with our savings account or whatever the case may be. So I think that would be good in regards to, I think you said your word was discipline? Yes.
My financial discipline.
Yeah.
That is like a big one for me this year.
Yeah. And then I think a part of it, a part of discipline too, is like also learning how you can show up for yourself, right? So even with your current schedule, your schedule, I feel like it's a blessing the way that you have your schedule set up, because it can allow you to learn how to go with the flow instead of always having to have a plan. Because I heard what you said. You like, I just want a strict schedule. It can be the same. It can be predictable. But what about the new season that God may be wanting to bring you into? It may be a lot of unpredictability going on, and you're going to have to utilize this season as a reminder of how you can learn how to shift and go with the ebb and flow of life. Because that's always our problem, right? We want to control everything. We want to control when the money coming in, when the money going out. Right? And we don't have control over anything. Only thing we got control over is how we respond, what we think, and how we act. I think the biggest piece is there are still parts of us that we haven't accessed in order for us to achieve these goals that we have set before us, right? So I think that is one of the things that you can look at 2024 with, like, okay, what goals did you actually have for yourself last year, and why weren't you able to accomplish them? Not in a beat yourself up kind of way, but just like really sit with yourself and ask yourself, okay, well, what was going on in my life at that time? You know what I'm saying? Why wasn't I able to make this goal and accomplishment for myself? Because I know at some points in my life, I think I shared this with you too at one point when we was on the phone. I was just like, you know, I just really know that I would be so much further in life if I didn't have to deal with all these damn emotional roller coaster rides, right? But it's all a part of life. So, with creating a sustainable well-being, how do we feel about the worksheet just overall?
I like it.
Like it? I'm glad you like that part. Now, I want to hear, what are the biggest barriers to maintaining your well-being? That is the one that I do want to hear. But I think too, like when we talk about procrastination, because that's what I wrote on mine too. I'm like, procrastinating, pushing things off, and not giving myself enough grace and compassion, right? Because both can be true at the same time. And I think that when you allow yourself, like, okay, was I lazy today, or did I have an emotional day? You know what I'm saying? So being able to give yourself the grace and self-compassion that is needed in order for you to take intentionality into the next day, and figuring out how you can be better towards accomplishing your daily task for the next day. Not to look at what else you want to accomplish for the week, but just literally being able to take things day by day. But I think that if everybody gives themselves some time to sit with themselves and self-reflect and ask yourself those daily intentional questions, you know, what could I have done better today? Just asking yourself that one question you'll be able to reflect on yourself and become the better version of you, especially in triggering situations. Because I know there'll be times I'm like, "Ooh, girl, you was a little mean."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What could I have said differently? How could I have responded to that situation in a much healthier and kinder way? Because you really don't know what other people are dealing with, and let alone people don't know what you're dealing with either, right?
Or what you came from. Like, people
Yeah.
don't know where you just came from to be able to respond in a certain way. Like, yeah,
But oftentimes people don't care.
that too.
I don't care where you came from if you talking to me crazy,
Right.
right? No, I don't care about none of that, and y'all ain't gonna care either.
Yeah.
Right? So as long as you can be intentional with yourself and care about how you show up in these situations, it will also change on how other people treat you too. So I hope that you guys have been able to put how you can accomplish your new self with this creating a sustainable well-being into perspective, if you will. And that, you know, when you go into the rest of this year, you can utilize what we worked on today on how to be more intentional, taking accountability, and reflecting with yourself every single day. That's the best gift that you can give to yourself, is self-reflection every day. Don't even skip a day. It doesn't mean that you need to sit in self-reflection for 30 minutes. No, it really only takes probably about 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? To sit with yourself and reflect on what you could have done better, how you could have been kinder to yourself and other people, and what do you want to do different tomorrow. You can ask yourself those 3 questions, and it will make a world of a difference in the person that you become by the end of the year. Does anybody want to share any of their takeaways from today's group session while you guys are working on the feedback form?
Yeah, I have something to say. I did enjoy the event, so thank you for throwing something like this, because I always see events like this in places that's not here. So I'm happy that people are starting to do like self-care workshops and stuff like that that's available in the city. And this was nice, meeting new people and getting to share and being in a space with like-minded people trying to better themselves. So I enjoyed it.
Yes, well, I thank you for coming.
I second that 100% because I've always known of you since high school, but like I never like this, and I always just thought you were so cute and just always like, you know, just was doing like your thing. And so it is really cool to be able to come to something like this with somebody that I've always watched just grow and just be fire, like just
You
fire.
don't make me cry over here.
No,
Stop.
I couldn't wait. When I seen that it was free, I was so excited because it does feel good having somebody that's credible and that really does like take care of herself and just all kind of stuff. Like you just always been onto something, and so it's just cool to have somebody locally do something like this. And also too, like with you being like just cool how you cool, like you just attract.
I liked it too.
Yeah, just like the group of girls, like this was cool. Like it, I don't know, maybe just where I'm at in life, like just like it even feel good. Like I didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel like, you know, anything. I feel really comfortable actually.
That's
so it's
good.
good that you like attract, you know,
That type of
who's supposed to
energy,
be
yeah.
here. But yeah, it is really exciting to be able to come to this because you are very inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
cool to, you know, see this in real life.
Thank you. I received that. But I really do appreciate everybody coming out today, especially with the snow. I know the weather has not been on our side. But I really appreciate everybody being here today and sharing all of the kind words. OMG. Anybody else want to share a takeaway from today?
You're great.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, you know, I love it because I've been here at like all of them except for
Oh yeah,
Car.
tell them how many groups you've been to. This is our fourth one.
Yeah. The last one had what, 4 people? So it's like growing every single time. So God has a calling for your life, and you're doing a great job. And every time I come, I just feel like more motivated, more fulfilled. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I know I'll be at the next one.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all follow. You know, make sure y'all follow. Did you want to share something?
Yeah, I love that, like, I feel like it was like at the perfect time at the start of the year, but enough time to have a couple days with the year set in. And I feel like it was also like realistic, and it really seems achievable. I don't feel like I love vision boards, but I don't feel like I created it was like really realistic and sustainable. Yeah, that was like,
y'all better use the word.
It was very
Yes.
intentional. And I also love how uplifting it was, and I really loved the conversations around it. Like the conversations, like we didn't just fill out the worksheets, and we was here to hear other people's support, take away. I done got my little notes. Like I loved it. I love the community part of it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. We got room for two more people to share if you'd like. You ain't got to if you don't want to. That's fine. But I do want to thank everybody for coming out today. And then I also want y'all to know I learned from y'all as well. So I appreciate all of the sharing and the vulnerability that you guys have been intentional about for today. So I do want everybody to take a moment, pat yourself on the back, clap, give yourself a round of applause, because this is one step closer into becoming your new you and balanced you for the rest of the year and the years to come.